Time immemorial ago. Time ago. Quite some time ago. That's what I'm trying to say. We walked down this road. Walked, ran, whatever, fought. And this is the first time I've been down this road since I left Kefalonia. All those many times ago. I want to say years. Many years ago. All that time ago. Can't say years, not right time. Trying to walk. No. You know what? I'll admit it was a great journey. Playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know I said this, I ended the video, last video, and I said probably wouldn't do anything after this, but at the time I had forgotten I said I would come back home. And now I'm lost, it's been so long. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Oh no, I went the wrong way. Turn around. Yeah, it was definitely this way. Now, was it to that way? No, it was definitely this way. Internet. Oh, I thought the internet went out. I was gonna say next time I saw you, the internet's gone out, but it's come back. No, like it cut absolutely out, not internet like interrupted, went straight out. Like the two lights on the modem. Yeah, there's power, connection to whatever, and internet connection. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, I just didn't know it was going to happen right after fucking midnight. A few minutes after midnight, yeah. I gotta see. Gotta see if we're connected to our new provider. Sorry about that. Sorry for that interruption. Moving on. As I was saying... Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh shit, I shouldn't have interrupted myself. Damn it. Oh. I think that's pretty much confirmed. I don't think we're actually connected yet, but... Yeah, it was an interesting journey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, it truly was an interesting story. I think it was my favorite Assassin's Creed storyline. I noticed after I did the thing before. I noticed that as I was thinking back through the games, I was looking at each game, or each section, I guess you can call it, each section of the series. We're home. First time I've been in here, and the first time I've been in the house since the first episode.
Marcos knew this would serve young Cassandra well. Can't imagine fighting the Cyclops' thugs with it now.
What is it? Oh, it's a dagger. Hey, look, I'm looting myself. But yeah, it's been quite some time. And the chest where we got our first armor. You know, he's always saying, once again forgot what I was saying. Oh, I remember now. This might actually, taking each section of the series so far, Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3, 4 and Rogue, I technically call that the same section, or all within the same section, or era if you want to call it. The next section I call as Unity and Syndicate, another section, and right after that, the one next is the last two, Origins and Odyssey. Because if you would notice, starting with the first Assassin's Creed game, not including Assassin's Creed Rogue, I can't. Oh, each game, usually 1 to Brotherhood, Revelations 3, of course, came with the timeline. They were getting more and more modern, I mean. Of course. Oh wait. Can I actually go back to... Oh, I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, they're getting more and more modern. I think this is a perfect combination. And while I actually do believe I still prefer some of the gameplay mechanics from the first bunch of games up to Rogue, this... I'm not sure how to say it. While I prefer... Yeah. I actually quite like this game. I'll be honest, I can't put my finger on it. I enjoy the storyline a lot. But it also makes me sad, the story. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Well, more specifically, the ending makes me sad. Or, even more specific, the end of Cassandra. What you may or may not know about me, and you probably don't since I mention it every so often, but unless you watch every single video I've made, you won't get it, but I have a problem with the end. I'd rather have an unfinished story than a finished story. An unfinished story in which my favorite character is alive, and have a finished story in which shows the end of my character. In fact, I think I actually started tearing up when Cassandra finally died. When you see her die in the modern day. I mean, I can understand why she finally decided to give it. She could have kept the staff. She could have kept it. But she gave it up. But then again, after living for so long, would you care? Would you have given it up after living for so long? Over 2,000 years? In fact, now that the internet's back, I can check. She was born... Okay, she hasn't loaded yet. in either 459 or 458 BCE before Common Era, or BC, and she died 2018 Common Era. Okay, where's my calculator? Okay, we've got to add the modern day plus the approximate year of her birth. Oh. She's almost 2,500 years old. Well, she's approximately 2,476. I'll be honest, I would have been emotionally dead by that point. I would lasted maybe, I know, after like if I went back, like if you were to make me immortal now, and I'd probably, yeah, probably the first few hundred years of my immortality, I'll probably find ways to kill myself. I guess if I keep Cassandra going, let me finish. Let me finish my previous thought. After a few hundred years, first few hundred years, I'll probably try to find ways of killing myself. Cassandra, of course, had the ability, but eventually I would get used to it. I'll be like melancholy for a long time, then go through a wisdom phase. I guess what kept Cassandra going was the prophecy. Was a prophecy. I guess another thing that makes me sad is we don't see her how she got to that point. We know how she got her immortality, but we don't know what she did for the past 2,500 years. Oh, actually, she would have been. Well, the point is, 2,400 and, I don't know, 40 years? You might have noticed during when we went to end the last cultist, Apacia, when we went to finally end her, when we put our hands on the pyramid, all those images we saw were in fact of the future. You would have seen every single Assassin's Creed game. There was every single main Assassin's Creed game. And that I remember seeing, I think I only actually saw maybe 4, maybe 5 Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, I saw, I think it was Brotherhood, Revelations, Black Flag. I think I saw Unity. No, it might not have been Unity. I know I saw Syndicate. Yeah, I'm still sad, man. I know games are supposed to bring me joy, but I'm the type of person, if I like the game, I get invested in its storyline. When I play a character, I become that character. Well, almost completely become that character. I'm talking about mentally sometimes. Well, I become the character, so as far as them plus my own beliefs. And with, I actually want to cry. I really do. I'm close to tearing up. Yeah, I'm not joking either. I am close to tearing up. What I really want from Bethesda, oh not Bethesda, from Ubisoft. Soft. Well, Ubisoft. Oh. What I want to see from Ubisoft is Cassandra's journey through the ages. I mean, what she did. I mean, after I played it, I went to Cassandra's page on the Assassin's Creed wiki. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, I can't remember now. Sorry, I saw something on her page on the wiki and I just don't like death, man. I mean, she could have found another way to extend her life or to prevent herself from instantly dying. But as she said, she's seen too many wars, she's seen too many deaths. Well, I don't think she see the death part, but wars and death, war with war, death is always implied. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I truly don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'll eventually get over the current sad feeling I'm getting. It's gonna lessen, of course. I know people whoever's listening might think, oh, you're stupid, it's just a fucking game. But a truly great game gets you invested in its story and its characters. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't feel this emotionally invested in Assassin's Creed 2 when Ezio's family dies. I was emotionally invested, but not as invested as I am with this. When I saw Ezio's death in the short animated film Assassin's Creed Embers. You know what? I gotta ask. Google. Odyssey. Cassandra. Epi. You know what? Screw that external hard drive I was going to buy. I'm getting the season pass for this. Of course, I'm gonna try and find me a cheap. So I hope so. I'm gonna find if somebody's gonna be selling the season pass. Let's see. But yeah. Send the journey post. Oh, interesting fact I didn't find out until I read Cassandra's wiki page, or Assassin's Creed wiki page. Apparently, even though you could choose either Alexios or Cassandra, choose who the player is, Cassandra is the canon choice. She is the canon choice. Sad thing though, on the same wiki I found out that on Mount, whatever you want to call it, where we met with Demos again, and the canon thing, he never came back to the family. He died up on that hill, on the mountain. Of course, I'm not sure if it was from the creator, director, that I something I read said during a Reddit post. Was it Reddit? Yeah, I don't know what to do, mate. I really don't know what to do. Hell, I've probably got the money to actually buy the season pass right now. I might actually check if I got the coin for it. Saving up for the hard drive, but no. I've actually got to clean up the shit on my computer. I got too much old stuff. Yeah, I know we're sitting here wasting time. I'm just sitting here doing my thing. Oops, accidentally closed the page. What I was saying this before, but I must have forgotten about. Yeah, what I truly want to see in the future, at least in some form of future media for Assassin's Creed, I want to see. Oh, I think I have mentioned this before. I want to see Cassandra's journey. I really want to see her journey through the ages. She must have visited every single place in Assassin's Creed in the previous games. She must have been present in some form. I mean, she must have been present. Creed Odyssey. Strangers.
Hello, Icaros.
I don't want eagle vision. Okay, what I'm about to say is kind of embarrassing. Oh, almost as embarrassing as what I've said about me tearing up about Cassandra's death. But for me, always hate the ending of a story. Always hated the ending of a story.
Morning.
It wasn't always like that, though. I mean, hating the ending of the story. Eventually I started getting like that older, and I guess it's since my brother's death. I mean, I've never liked death, especially the death of the family. I've forgotten what I was talking about. Shit, I went off on a tangent. Okay. I know there's going to be DLC on. Well, there already is actually DLC for this. Now, what am I looking for? I personally would have preferred, going back to Cassandra's death, the way she died, or not the how she died, but the way she died. I would have made it so Cassandra aged to old age, not super old age, but she visibly got older, and had her walking off. Because at least then, she's there, she's gonna die, we all know she's gonna die, but I would have given her enough more time. And if you say, but Pythagoras died there quickly when he lost the staff. And I know. But I would have explained that away as his actual age. I would have believed the staff would have frozen. Actually, we still got the staff, haven't we? I actually completely forgot we won the staff. It's a staff, but it shows up as a spear. It's funny. Now that we got possession of this thing, technically we should be immortal. Because there's no way in hell Cassandra did not get into fight or near-death situations after she got the staff. Now what was I saying? Oh yeah. Oh no, I think I finished what I was saying. Oh, another thing I found out after I got the staff, the big gap between being all the way in Atlantis and being here, I found out that The Order of the Ancients, the enemies in the previous games, or not the previous game in Assassin's Creed Origins, actually exists around this time. Apparently it was created a little over 100 years, not 100, 1100, not 100, 11, 1100, around there at the time, approximately that time, years before this one. And that the ancient ones, the ancient, is it the ancient one? No. The Order of the Ancients were in fact in support of, I think they infected the cult of Cosmos. What happened to Saul? Oh. Yeah, I honestly don't know where to go on from here. I mean, other than doing the other the actual DLC. Oh, that's what I was saying. Fanfiction. I kind of started writing a story. Well, a concept for a story. Funny. I was thinking about how there isn't, in my opinion, great Assassin's Creed fanfiction. My type of fanfiction I prefer are actually crossovers. Assassin's Creed with another universe. Like, I don't know, Stargate. I think there ever actually was a Stargate one. Oh wait, there might have been actually. I think I remember reading something or I remember seeing one, something like that. Anyway, I started writing a story. In fact, I've only got maybe 100 or so words written out. Okay. Here is what I got so far. Well, it's a paragraph and a little bit after that I'm planning on adding after I finish what I'm currently writing. Here we go. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Those are the words...
look who's back.
Let me finish. Let me restart that. Those words are the creed of the assassins. May the Father of understanding guide us. Those words are the creed of the Templars. These ancient orders have fought each other throughout the ages, carving a hidden path in human history, deciding what people remember and do not remember about the past. Actually, I might get rid of that. Well, the about the past part. Deciding what people remember and do not remember about what is true and what is not. History, of course, is much different than what the world knows. For there is a secret that these two orders know of. The world does not. I think I might add this next little bit. I might add something before the word mankind, but here we go. Mankind was not the first beings of this form to inhabit this planet. Actually, it might change it to inhabit the planet we call home. No. There was another race of people who dominated this world, and indeed humanity. They have gone by a few names. Wait, let me just change this. They have gone by few names throughout the ages. They have gone by few names. Wait, they have gone by a few names. No, get rid of the R. I'm trying to make it sound as if somebody's wise is talking, like somebody is narrating something. They have gone by few names throughout the histories, throughout the ages. To some, they are those who came before. To others, the precursors. In ancient times, they were called gods, and And in here we go. And in modern times, they were called the first civilization. To them, it does not matter what names a primitive species like humanity called them. To them, they are Isu, the most powerful race to have ever walked the earth. This next bit's not actually finished, but it's a tiny little bit that I intended on explaining, but then the internet cut out, and then I got up and did this. They were a race of beauty, a race of intelligence, a race of power. They were... Well, I'm actually thinking more clearly now that I'm playing the game. Maybe I should do this more often. Yeah, I've thought of many stories of many fan fiction of many of my favorite universes over the years. I've never written them because I was never good at writing stories. Never. Not that. Oh, I'm creative in a way, but not that. I can't put my thoughts into words properly. And when I do put them into words, or when I put my thoughts into words, it comes out way shorter than some would expect. But I'll be honest, this story isn't looking like a crossover, fanfiction wise. It actually started out as one, and I started writing it because of Cassandra's death. Even though I had her have an happy ending in the game, I wanted her to live beyond the confines of what the Ubisoft set out for her. Essentially, I wanted her to survive past handing over the stuff to Layla. And I'll be honest, the universe I thought to cross it over with was Harry Potter. I know. Still like the universe. I still like the Harry Potter universe. Although these days, I wouldn't say not very good stories. It's just that, not sure how to put it really. So there's few stories that actually capture my attention. Of course, another reason why I don't like writing stories, don't write stories, not because I can't write them, is because I prefer to be there for there to be a surprise. But anyway, my original idea for the story was it was going to be a Harry Potter Assassin's Creed crossover. It was going to be based throughout time. It was going to be based throughout time, but it was going to be essentially Harry Potter traveling to the past. Well, originally started out as him traveling to about around this time as the game is in. After he had gained the Deathly Hollows, and I was going to make him immortal. Thing is, I wasn't sure to send him into the past of his own universe, or send him into the past of a different universe. That eventually made me change the story a bit into sending him all the way back before Cassandra, before the original first destruction, first disaster, before the even creation of the Isu. In fact, I was going to make him sort of as a, I wouldn't say God, but God was the first thing that comes to mind. I hadn't decided, I wasn't sure when to have him sent back. Like when he officially goes back, when he's 18, when he's 300, or But I wanted them to go back. Well, my first idea was I wanted him to go back, meet Cassandra, and the only way he could get back to the modern day was through waking, which he could do thanks to his immortality. Also, my idea was going to make the Deathly Hollows pieces of Eden. That each do something that, well, that don't make him immortal, but make him super powerful. Oh, they both make him immortal, but anyway, that eventually made me think of that made me think to send him back further, and that eventually made me think this making him the actual creator. Well, creator is a bit of a strong word, but he's the person who put in the series of events that created the Isu civilization. And that because of his divine power is going to make him godlike. That he watched his creatures, that he's the one who caused the first catastrophe after he saw what they had done to humanity. Then I was going to make him come to the modern time and make him cause the second disaster, you know, the one that Desmond stopped, because he saw he grew with disgust with what humanity had become, and try to wipe them out too. But then he saw hope in what Desmond was doing. Eventually that made me think of him as not Harry Potter, but as a separate character. Relatively even turned into Harry Potter. Also maybe partially decide to put it into its own separate universe. Or at least, yeah, definitely a separate universe. Of course, I haven't gone very much past what those. Yeah, you could call what I'm writing essentially, I wouldn't say it could be a prologue actually, a short prologue, or a short. Actually, prologue seems about right. Kind of like a jump point for other people. Like I write it up. Like it's been said, what I said, the whole thing I said, the whole thing I spoke out, it's being said from a first person point of view. It's been, what you're reading is actually being seen through the person who's reading it. Kind of like I'm not sure how to describe it really. I guess the closest thing I can think way to describe, or at least close to what I'm thinking of how it's being written, is the Watchmen movie. You know, in the Watchmen movie, when every so often Rorschach would do a voiceover, this would be kind of like a voiceover, but describing past actions up to a certain point. This style of writing it from, I guess you could say, a narrator point of view, allows me to not go into specifics, but still write something. Because let's face it, I can't write specifics. I can do like a overview. It's kind of like, what was it? There was an old story that I read many years ago by a author on fanfiction.net. Let me see if I'm sure he's still got a page here. Let's see. Stargate SG1 Fan 1. It's called Balanced Censored.
Ikaros!
Its new name is Balanced. But, oh wow, that was 10 years ago. But it was essentially written from a third-person point of view with a third-person, what you call it? A narrator's point of view. It was primarily written from a narrator's point of view with a few actual dialogue between characters. Every so often dispersed here and there. Oh wow, that fella's an updated. Oh wow, he is an updated beginning a new path since 2016. Shit. That's like what 2 years something odd year. Of course, he's got his own life, of course. What was I saying? Talking about? Oh yeah. That story of the story Balanced was originally called Balanced Censored. Because he writes the stories that I like, but he also adds smut into it. Like in NC-17. But it was originally called Balanced Censored because, well, it had the ability to insert smut into it, which I think it eventually did. It did not have any when he originally released it. But I remember that story mostly because it's seen from a narrator's point of view. At least I think that's the best way to describe narrator's point of view. Like somebody's observing him and just saying what's happening. Oof. Maybe I should go back to the story. Damn, I've actually been going on longer than I intended. I only intended this to be a short video of us walking up to the home, entering it, and then fade to black. That's all I intended when I came in here. Or when I started. Use my ISP. I guess we are still with Trust Power. But then again, that's coming in through the copper line. We're getting fiber today. Or we would, if Mum could have gotten the damn modem. They're finishing their work today is essentially what I was talking about. Essentially what I'm talking about when I'm talking about fiber. Getting a fiber broadband line installed. It's not going to be super fast. Well, when I say not going to be super fast, it's not going to be the max we could actually get. It's going to be 100 megabits downstream and 20 upstream, which is far better than what we currently have. Which I think is what, 20 megabits downstream and a little over 1 megabit down upstream. Anywho, back to the story. Yeah, I'm currently stuck on they were a race of beauty, a race of intelligence, a race of power. But with that power
Been terrorizing the local wildlife?
pride. But with that power comes pride. And with that pride comes our need to dominate. Oh. See then there must beauty here. Maybe I should actually do that more often. Instead of playing a game, I should record myself talking. Because that's actually helped a lot. Do I have a drink left? Ah, good. Still got some drink left. Oh, the story I'm about to write while I'm writing. I got a preview to it. As previously mentioned. Story that, well, as previously mentioned, let me see how long it actually is by now. I want to get at least 1,000 words. And that's not including all the extra shit people put on. Word count. Ech. 268 words, 1,463 characters. Wait, does characters count as... Characters count the spaces. Now, race of beauty, a race of intelligence, a race of power. Ah. Put a full stop there. But, oh damn, I forgot. Oh shit. But, but 2 T's. But as with all things that has, but with all things that, oh damn it, writing anymore. Changing it now actually changes the rest of it. Well, not too much, just the next few, a bunch of words, it does in the 3 words. I was changing it to, but as with all things, power corrupts. But as with all things, power corrupts. And Ned, and it is joined with pride, and with that pride comes the need to dominate. Now, I can't go, I don't want to go any further. I know it's a fan fiction, but when it comes to some types of fan fiction, I like them. I like fiction stories to stick as much as they can to their source material. They can add a few things here and there, but I don't like them changing too much. Of course, that actually, their belief actually changes with a few different stories. Like, sometimes I don't mind if they change everything. Oh, not everything. So I do mind if they change absolutely everything about a story. Like changing something that's like Game of Thrones and putting it into the modern day. That completely defeats the purpose. Or some of those stories like that I don't like. But my main sticking point here is, I know based on the wiki, the Isu, the first civilization, I'll call the first civilization at this point. The first civilization are from Earth. They just evolved far earlier than humanity did. Change it. Creed. I'm on the Microsoft Store. Oh, that's where I saw it from. The Medusa picture. Oh, also, another thing I happened to find out about Project Olympus. It was a first civilization project that created the mythical creatures. Season pass 63.95. Oh damn it! I've been resisting buying any season pass for any game until the season pass becomes cheaper. Like stuff goes on special. one. Resource, so this one. Oh, it's not 2018 anymore. Oh, I should actually probably be checking up on this stuff later, but let's see if I can find a place I can buy the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. See, season pass, box 1, cheap. Oh, you can get the thing from the Humble store? Oh, they better not be joshing me. And it better be in New Zealand dollars. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's actually dearer. Humble store my ass. There's nothing humble about that. Oh, that's right. They made a book for Assassin's Creed, didn't they? Oh, anyway. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to upload this part of the video. Or I might create a new one. It has me coming from the front all the way over here. Oh, Phoebe. Why didn't you stay here? At least until you were older. Why didn't you fucking stay? Oh, Phoebe. I would have bought her, if I could have, I would have brought Phoebe's body back here. I know she was from Athens, but... Okay, I'm going to admit this right now. Most of the time, I'm not afraid to die, but when it comes to shit like this, like feelings I'm feeling now, started by Cassandra's death, makes me kind of wish I was immortal. Yep. And immortal with the option to die by my own choosing. At a point. If you're given immortality and you have the ability to choose how you die, I would add a lot of conditions to that. Has to be in a specific spot, on a specific date, with a specific item, and all that. Wow, I wonder whatever happened to that goat. Oh, there's no way Cassandra did this. Never mind, there actually is a way Cassandra did that. You know what, let's go finish off, see if we can find Marcos. I don't want to leave though. This is home, sweet home. Oh, 6 bucks on. 4, so the hell? Oh shit, they sell the season pass at JBI Fi. I'll be honest, I didn't know that was going to happen. Or that you could do that. Still kind of wish I bought the game, the free copy of the game. Let's see. Digital download. Country, New Zealand. Oh, price spy. Let's see, digital pass, digital download. Xbox One. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy. Go to the price buy. Oh. Oh. Plus news that I just remembered happening. Since 2000, I think, I'm not sure if it's 2017 or 2016, there's been an Assassin's Creed comic book going on called Assassin's Creed Uprising. And it I can't remember where it recently concluded. Because what I managed to find out about it isn't conclusive. But oh, I've forgotten now. Shit. Isn't conclusive. Fuck, I actually have forgotten. I looked over there, looked away, thought it for a sec. Oh. Hooray, the Wicked Witch is dead. And by Wicked Witch, I mean Juno. Comic book series. Juno is eventually reborn. But thanks to a vengeful son, she dies. Yeah, the instruments of the festival, the people who serve them. The instruments of the festival, they managed to successfully revive while using the Templars. Oh. A character from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the science fella, the person who was talking to DaCosta at the end, who was given the shroud. He managed to make a female Isu clone using DNA harvested from sages, not from all sages they could get DNA on, but also from the bone marrow of one Elijah, the son of an unknown woman. And by unknown I mean you don't know her name, and one Desmond Miles. Yes, that Desmond Miles. But I'll stop talking about that for now, but yeah, I honestly don't know what to do from here. Come on. I haven't cried yet. I've been tearing up, feeling super sad about Cassandra, but that's more personal problems. Oh, look how the armor glows. Oh. Does it actually glow? Or is it the light not actually directly reflecting off it? The hell is she wearing? I don't remember Cassandra ever wearing robes like that. Let's see, Cassandra. Freaking is. Okay, this has kind of been going on for ages. I've just been sitting here recording, hanging around our place for what? An hour? It's probably been an hour at this point. Yeah, it has been over, probably been over an hour at this point. I'll be honest, it's stories like Cassandra that makes me wish some of this was true. Like, yeah, then again, I'm the person who, I wouldn't say doesn't live in the real world. Still, I find the real world to be annoying. And I probably shouldn't be saying any of this about my problems or secrets or shit like that. But you know what? I am going to stop recording, you know? Right now, I'm going to stop recording, but I am going to keep on talking. But, you know what? This has actually been therapeutic. I'm going to keep on recording. I'm just not going to release the recording. You know what? Going back to the storyline. Going back to my story. God, which is the next DLC that's going to be released? I already know what it's called. Oh, isn't it called Secrets of... Oh, the Fate of Atlantis. It's going to be released next month.
Ah, you're back.
Sometime next month. Oh look, Xerxes was a member of the Order of the Ancients. Oh, moving back onto the story. See, and with that, but as with all things, power corrupts, and it is joined with pride and power corrupts. But with all things, power corrupts. Full stop. When no, maybe not when, maybe with power comes pride. They're a race of beauty, a race of intelligence, a race of power. But as with all things, power corrupts. With corrupted power, comes pride, and with that pride comes the need to dominate. I might actually have to get rid of that line. Ooh. And now I'm saying writing the story from my point of view, as if I'm the one who created I'm the narrator. Comes the need to dominate. Comes with that pride. With corrupted power comes pride, and with that pride comes the need to dominate. Comes pride, with that pride. I'll get rid of the and there between pride and with that pride. With corrupted power comes pride. With that pride comes the need to dominate. And pride cometh. I can't remember if it's if there's an S in it when it's pronounced cometh. Cometh. Back. And with that pride comes the need of dominance. I was going to write and pride cometh before the fall. I actually get rid of those. With that pride comes the need to dominance. And thus the beginning of the end, and thus the beginning of the end of the most powerful. And thus begins the beginning of the end of the most powerful people to have ruled the planet. Quick question: does Netflix have Simpsons? rid of you. I'll get rid of you. Flex. And we'll go to mine, we'll go to search. Oh, I've been meaning to watch that movie, I'll add it to my list. Shit, I don't mute it. There we go. Pride cometh before the fall. Oh, The Simpsons. No, only the movie. For 4, and that's the beginning of the end of the most powerful people to have ruled the planet passes. Okay, in my story, I'm portraying the first civilization, or at least the end of, like, I guess you can compare them to the ancients, in that they look down of lesser species. The ancients, well, or at least some advanced civilizations see lesser species as primitive, looking down upon them. Actually, be closer to regard them as closer to Guaul. Oh, which also reminds me, I don't think I actually checked. Oh yeah, Stargate SG-1, 2 stories. I wish there was more. Am I spelling toast? God, I'm actually kind of hungry. Full time. Let's see, passes. Oh, I'm portraying them as a species that, as they got advanced, started looking down on the less advanced and started wanting to dominate them, and therefore they got the precursor species. Okay, in my story, the first civilization did not create humanity, but they created, they took a pre-existing humanoid species and had essentially advanced our evolution by a few thousand years to get us closer to them, you could say. That's what I'm portraying them as. Yeah. Okay. They are going to say they eventually are advanced in the science which allow them to see through the future. Or they'll create, as they evolve, they gain a, I guess you could call it magic or spark inside them that allowed them to do a lot of things. But that spark was given to them by the narrator, who was essentially God. I don't want to say God makes me uncomfortable. It actually doesn't make me uncomfortable. He's essentially God. That's beginning. It was not. Oh. I should say the last bit, the section here that I've quartered off, that I had started typing but decided to stop typing and move it into a different paragraph. What's written is, to me they were not the Isu. Oh, we'll get rid of the. Not Isu. First civilization, precursors, or those who came before. Let me start again. To me, they were not Isu. They were not Isu, the first civilization the precursors, or those who came before. To me, they were my family. To me, they were my children. To me, they were my sons and daughters. To me, they were my greatest achievement and my greatest disappointment. I might give it this last bit. This last bit says, for a time, they were everything I wanted them to be. Oh, I actually haven't gotten rid of that because I might want to use it later on. Now, it was not bang that. It was not a loud, loud bang that started their end. Okay, what I'm essentially trying to portray is it's not a loud bang, it was an idea. Eventually, as they started getting arrogant, they wanted to dominate. The idea was they take humanity, start creating it as slaves, turning us into slaves.
Another day done. It was not wasted.
Of course it was wasted. I think we started walking there at night. What was I saying? Started there. I think that's actually started their end. But a small one in the mind. In the minds of a few. It was not a loud bang in front of many that started it either. Loud bang that it was not a loud bang in front of many that started the end, but a small one in the minds of a few. Actually, I think I will stop recording. I'll let the game continue running, I'll just stop recording.